Yowza, what's up, man? It's your boy Jordan, JRDN, pronounced Jordan. We're here chilling at Royalty Radio, about to get this interview popping, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up, JRDN Music, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, all of that. Yowza, let me.
RoyaltyRadio.ca.
Everybody starts somewhere in terms of singing. Now, of course, you started singing from your youth, but in terms of that, you also ended up parlaying in sports quite a bit. You know, you ended up taking up basketball.
Yeah.
You went all the way to France in terms of, you know, your basketball career and stuff like that. Of course, that's pretty significant. There's not too many people can even say, you know, they're going to France, much less more NBA or anything like that. What was that whole experience like?
It was amazing, man. It was kind of crazy because I kind of fell in love with singing like 3 months before I fell in love with the game of basketball. Like at the tender age of 11, you know. So, you know, that kind of took over my life. Basketball was my life. I went to college. I played at St. X University. Won 2 national titles. Played for Team Canada, and then, like you said, went on to France and played a 1-year stint in France, playing semi-pro over there. So it was amazing. It really, you know, brought me around the world. You know, I got to see a lot of different countries and meet a lot of different people. You know, with the ball. So you know, I'm trying to do it with the music now.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I would say because you played ball professionally, semi-pro in France, did you always feel like if you wanted to, you could have made it to the NBA?
Of course, or else I wouldn't have been playing. But nah, man, you know, it was something that, you know, I felt like I could have had the shot. You know, I played against some NBA players. I played, you know, I went to Goodwill games and represented Canada under Jay Triano. And, you know, played against some really talented NBA guys. You know, even in the States, I worked at 5-Star basketball camp. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I worked at 5-Star where I was a counselor with, you know, cats that were in college and some NBA cats. So, you know, it was like once you get in the gym with those guys and you see they breathe the same air as you, anything is possible. So, of course, I believe I could have made it, but, you know, kind of took a different route. Transferring all that to the music is just, you know, you got to channel all your energy and your focus into whatever it is that your passion is and love. So that's what I did, and you know, it's just, you know, seeing a lot of different countries and being around the world, that kind of helped too, just experience a lot of different things. So.
Did you have any formal training up until you started to get into music?
Never.
You didn't?
I still haven't really.
You haven't taken anything?
No, shout out to Dutch Robinson. He's the only guy to give me a vocal lesson.
Oh wow.
He's an ex-Ohio player. By the way, he lives in Halifax, Dutch Robinson. But yeah, it was only a short little lesson he gave me. I still haven't had no training.
Would you consider getting that now?
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Of course, you were also involved in Canadian Idol at one point, making it into the top 70 out of 12,000 applicants, I guess. Of course, I'm sure the aim of that was to win everything, you know, to win it all. But how did you deal with that, you know, getting to the top 70, although you made it that far? How did you deal with the disappointment that weren't continuing?
Oh no, it wasn't a disappointment.
Okay.
It was actually like a great learning experience. And what happened was they referred me to a Much Music show, Much 911, which kind of launched my career as an R&B singer. So it was kind of good because I was like, it was early in my, you know, music and singing career, you know, and I learned a lot from being at that competition. And I honestly, I tell you, I wasn't ready to compete. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, so it was like, okay, great. Now they you know, they gave me another chance to put me on Much Music, which spun for like 2.5, 3 years. So that kind of gave me a name in Canada. People like, oh, this R&B guy from Halifax, because they had a little spot there for me. You know what I'm saying? So you know, everything, you know, it worked out. You know what I'm saying? It gave me time to really sit back and say, okay, I gotta work. I gotta go hard. I gotta learn. I gotta, you know, develop a sound, and you know, that's what that was.
Okay. Now, would you say, of course, having you been in the experience of that, you know, people outside looking in will probably say it's such a cheap way of getting exposure. What is your take on that? Like,
what is a cheap way?
In terms of going on to these singing shows like Canadian Idol and instead of working hard and, you know, slaving.
No, man. I mean, any chance, I don't think it is, man. Any chance you get. Any shot you get to get on TV, man, it's a great exposure. It's not a cheap way. If you have a talent and there's a talent show out there, you know what I'm saying? Headley, the dude, you know, the dude, he was in the year I was there. He was there, what's his name, Jacob, he was there the year I was there, and he's already had success, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, he was still at Canadian Idol doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, any chance to get a spot on television, I think it's a great opportunity, and you should take advantage of it.
We're back with the Magic Man Jordan. He's in the building.
Yeah.
Making it do what it do all the way from Scotia. And of course, you know, we started off, initially when we started off working, we started working with Probiz.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that also led to you working with Classified, which eventually ended up with your first studio album.
Yeah, can't forget about Littles in General and NEP, my man Ghetto Child, AWOL, and T-Bone D, you know, because those were the crews I was messing with while I was doing the Trovis stuff.
Most definitely.
Shout out to MCJ too. MCJ and Coochie, I don't know if you remember them, old school cats.
Okay. Understand. Now, in terms of that whole process, how did that whole work out? Like, how did that whole initiation, how did you meet up with Trovis, end up working with Classified?
Trovis was kind of like, he had a barber shop in the square,
Okay.
and he cut my hair, and I knew that he was doing the music, and I always had a little inside thing for the music, and I always told him, man, I can sing, man, I want to try this someday, but be in the studio, dog. Like, if you're in the studio, every time I be in the shop, you be playing his records, so that's how that started, and then, me and him did some work, and then I hooked up with Littles, did a hook with Littles, and then Ghetto heard the hook and was like, yo, come work with us. We just started working. This is after the France stuff. So yeah, and then from there, I was just, I did a couple mixtapes, and then, I needed some production, so I reached out to Classified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and then what was that whole experience?
Great, man. Like it's a growing process. You start somewhere, and then you work hard at it, and you develop, you grow, and you just keep trying to get better at what you do. So, just being able to start with guys that were from my city, and really helped me out, and especially Class 2, he gave me a platform to get on stage. I traveled around, did about 5 national tours with him, so got me out there in Canada, and did some stuff in the States as well, and put out records. So.
Let me ask this. So can you speak just for a second on Classified's influence in Halifax? Like, is Classified like the man in Halifax? Because in Toronto, it's very Toronto-centric. We don't really know too much.
Yeah,
speak about that.
He's definitely the guy that is doing the biggest things out there as far as hip hop goes. But I mean, there's a lot of talent out there at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a guy that set the bar high and has put in a lot of work and not stopped, since his early days of doing his work. And that's what it is. You gotta stay persistent. Some people get in the game and take a break for a year. This guy consistently put out albums every year, and toured and went to a spot where he probably did 10 fans in front of him on the stage, but then 6, 7, 8, 9 years later, there's thousands. You know what I'm saying? There's a few. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a guy that definitely set the bar pretty high. But there's definitely a lot of MCs out there. Shouts to Quay, and a lot of cats Ghetto, a lot of cats doing their thing out there for sure.
And of course, you toured back and forth. Which part of the country, would you say has the lifestyle? When you go, that's a place to go.
Pomona, Vancouver.
You're actually saying this from like a show perspective or from like groupie perspective? You know what I'm
I
saying?
say it from a show perspective.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get most love with that?
Well, I mean, I was kind of spoiled with Class. I kind of got him right at the point where his fan base was just like growing immensely, and the crowds were live. You know what I'm saying? And then I just recently went out on tour with Danny, and we got a lot of love in Vancouver. It was a great look. So it was definitely Vancouver and Kelowna. I just like Kelowna. I like the vibe. I know you want to get something out of it.
In terms of your second city, like Magic, you're performing a whole bunch of Magic tricks in that video, of course. Are there any particular ones that you know for sure that you do, or were there any of them that you haven't seen?
Zero.
Zero?
It was all a facade.
It was all a facade?
I don't, but it's like magic, it's not quite magic. Yeah.
Most definitely, man. Now, what is it about Magic per se that you say would be an inspiration?
Like, just sometimes believing in something that you don't know if it's true or not, but it still gives you that thought, what if that really did happen? What if there is so many other galaxies that aren't unheard of? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just to be able to have an open mind, you know what I'm saying? Have an open mind, and that's inspiring for me.
Okay. Now, of course, just one last question on the topic of magic, man. If there was one magical power you could have, what would it be?
Magical power I could have. Woo! Time travel.
Time travel. Wow. That's a
fair.
new one, man. That's a new one right there.
Time
Time travel.
magical power.
That's pretty good. I would have said X-ray vision, but you know, it wasn't I'm horny though.
Just a quick question, man. Like your style is very, and this is what I hear a lot. Is like JRDN's like Trey songs. Like I always hear like that. I guess the comparisons comes because you're the artist that is very R&B, but also kind of has like that hip hop type of flow, like a rapper type of flow. And I guess the only guy to compare to is like the Trey songs or R. Kelly or something like that. Like, how do you feel about that comparison? Is it fair?
You know, everybody has an opinion, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing. I don't feel like, you know, they don't say I'm like Trey or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, those guys are talented too, you know, so it's to be put in the same, you know, category with them is cool. Like if you say that, you know, I'm a washed up Trey song, then I got a problem. Then I got a problem. But I mean, no man, it's all good.
Is rapping something that you can see in your future?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like. I be in and out, you know. I don't really spit, but you know, I freestyle with Sazy from time to time.
Oh,
all right.
You know, Sazy goes in. So, but no, it's something that, you know, I've always played around with, never took serious, you know, because singing's always been that thing for me. So.
RoyaltyRadio.ca